Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at High Noon. Hey, Queenie, how are you?
Hey, Doc, is it your birthday?
No, it is not. It's usually snowing on my birthday.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, and I have an ice storm as a general rule, so I understand that. And we are the opposite of ice storm and snow today in Kansas City, anyway.
I wonder whose birthday it is.
I can't even imagine, and I guess we're going to have to wait if she hops on. Well, she probably is out celebrating, so she might not hop on. But all this purple fabulous that you see is for celebrating Karen Hagens, one of our super faithful friends on purpose in the Doc and Queenie community. So happy birthday, Karen. We are so excited to celebrate with you. And I did a couple jib jabs just for her benefit.
Uh-huh.
So she may not be speaking to us ever again, but at least it was fun, right?
I'm not sure if I was going to do that either. No, I'm just no. That it's great to wish her a happy birthday because she is just a fantastic lady and she's always giving to everybody. She's
Oh my gosh, heart the size of Texas, yes.
and very humble, So we're just it's a little gesture. I wish we could do more, but she probably wouldn't let us.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no kidding. But it was so fun. One of her favorite colors is purple, so this was fun to do, and I love that so much. And Doc, I don't know, are you aware what is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Very good. You're on it. I love that.
It's Dog Photography Day.
All right, that's nice to know. Anything else?
Coffee milkshakes. Aunt and Uncle National Day of Aunt and Uncle.
All right.
All or nothing. So all or nothing, you could come to our posting party, which is at 7 p.m. and
Central Time.
Special time, and expand your network and do it all with us, Doc and Queenie. Or you could do nothing and not expand your network. How was that? That was pretty good.
Good. Yes. July 25th, 2019. Oh my goodness, is when we met the very first time. And I remember it actually vividly. And so
I do too.
Commemorate the moment, which is cool. But I think about that and who knew Doc and Queenie would be born. And people talk about, oh my gosh, the pandemic, and oh my gosh, the shutdown, and oh my gosh, the COVID-19 stuff. And I am super sorry about all the folks that have suffered and perhaps are still suffering because of all of that. But because of the pandemic, the people that have punted and pivoted I have witnessed the thriving part of that. And so some great things did come from the shutdown. And one of the fun things I think that came from it is Doc and Queenie was born. And I just think back every time, if not for the pandemic, what? And for me, one of the biggies is Doc and Queenie was born.
I'd still be living at Starbucks.
Yeah. You were at Starbucks a lot. I do remember that.
I did a lot of one-on-ones back to back to back to back, which I would suggest is not a great idea.
Yeah.
And then when you have coffee 5 times in a row, you're a little shaky.
So your Starbucks bill was about $800 a week, right?
Yeah, about $800 a week. And they're like, hey, Laura, you're back.
Yes. Would you like the regular? Would you like to try something new?
But no, I remember that day that I walked into No Excuses in Olathe, and you were teaching on doing bios, and I had just put my bio on my website as a naturopath, and I was sitting there, and you asked if anybody had their bios done, and I'm looking around going, is anybody going to share? And of course, being an extrovert, I'm like, well, I'll do it. New person on the block.
And I said, nice to meet you. Go ahead.
Yeah. And after I was done reading it to you, you gave me some compliments and talked about a few things. And the lady I came with kind of did an elbow and she's like, that's good.
Yeah. Good job. Oh my gosh. Good job. Yeah. I really do remember that. We had an in-person group that had been around for about 3 years by that point. And it was called No Excuses, and we had it at Fazoli's in Olathe, which is no longer, if you can imagine. And then when the pandemic hit, we kept the No Excuses team tribe networking together, Zooming for a while. And then, of course, everyone kind of scattered their separate ways as far as new groups, bigger teams. Some people went back in person, which is great. And quite frankly, from some of the folks that were in that particular meeting, they have changed businesses. So some people have actually expanded their network. Some people have changed businesses. Some people retired. I mean, there's all kinds of things that happened, and the impetus was the pandemic. So you just never know. But yeah, I do remember when you walked in July 19th, July 25th, 2019. And it was just like, wow, it's 4 years ago tomorrow. And that's why we are hosting a posting party so that everyone on the planet can celebrate with us. We're super excited.
Yes. And then what's coming up in August, Queenie?
I have no idea.
It's the 3rd anniversary of Doc and Queenie. I mean, it's all celebration. We need to celebrate. We go from 4th of July to meeting in person, meeting each other, and then Doc and Queenie. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Doc and Queenie Day number 3 on August 7th. I am so excited about that. It really is going to be such a blast to celebrate with all of our faithful friends on purpose. Because when we first thought, what do you think about Doc and Queenie Day? And I don't. Is it a national day yet on your calendar?
Not yet. I've been paying the government, but they won't acknowledge it yet. I don't know.
I am definitely ready to see that on a national billboard somewhere. Doc and Queenie Day number 3. Hey, Debbie, it's good to see you. Today is definitely Karen's birthday. We're super excited for that as well.
Totally. So while we're talking about national days, Queenie, how about if we go through our list?
I'm ready.
And today is one of those. And I actually put together, I'm going to read them off, and then I'm going to put together what to do with it.
Okay.
So today is National Drive-Through Day.
Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me. Guess what I did on LinkedIn?
What?
I'm not kidding. I made a drive-through picture from Canva. And of course, my thing I teach with the water business is never eat or drink anything that comes through a window. I did not know today is National Drive-Through Day. That's hysterical.
Small world.
I did not know that.
Well, it's Drive-Through Day, it's Tequila Day, and it's Fishing Day.
Oh, there you go. Are you going fishing?
So go through the drive-through to pick up your tequila on your way to fishing, right? You know how that works?
I would not know that. I would not know that. Are you going fishing today?
No.
Okay.
Nope. I've been extremely busy with the gardening and all of the YouTubes, et cetera, et cetera. And so no, I'm just happy it rained today, which means I don't have to water. And it gives me more time to get my videos out because I'm on a roll.
Well, it's good that you are. And I love that for you. Your videos are amazing. And what are you, over 30,000 views now?
Well, I wrote it down today. I'm being efficient today. I have 33,104 views. In the past month, 31 subscribers. And my top 3, which just cracks me up, is pulling out potatoes from the ground, a rainstorm, and compost. And those got thousands of views. And I am up to 147 subscribers, and I have 192 videos. And about 50,000 more to go.
Wow. And that's such an amazing thing. When you taught me about the reach that shorts have, I decided, what the heck, when you said I could do a short on pouring a glass of Kangen water from my K8, I thought, what the heck, I'll try it. I think I've gotten over 70 views just on that. And I'm just like, how many times a day do I go to my machine to get more water? And you said you need to make a short about that. And I'm like,
I do.
I know. And so I am going to continue doing shorts about, because we cleaned the machine, we changed the filter, blah, blah, blah. And I never thought that would be a thing, but I guess it is. That's pretty funny.
It is hilarious, but I mean, it's all about hashtags. It's all about the algorithm. It's all about YouTube. So yes, happy drive-through tequila fishing day.
I love that it's drive-through day. I had no idea, I promise. And because I always say, never eat or drink anything that comes out of a window if you are looking to improve your health, because at XYZ, what comes out of that stuff. But and then ask for a calorie count. Most of the time they just go, oh no, she's one of those. And the rest of the story is, most of it is on the apps of whatever place you're going. And then you look at the calorie count and go, 10 million calories for this, or I could have this at my house. What should I pick?
And save money.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that has to be Karen.
That has to be Karen.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You're so glad I'm not singing to you. Your jib jabs is all you're getting.
And then again, who knows what Doc and Queenie will do.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. And, but this is definitely a Karen celebration, because how fun is she? So have a great lunch. I know that you're with your friends, possibly Robin. And if you're with Robin, give her a hug for me, please. So that is super fun. Robin is Karen's sister. So, I'm telling you what, Doc, it is such a blast to have relationships. And let me tell you this one thing that happened today. And look who's talking. Are you kidding me? My first posting party I did earlier this morning, we were talking about the SSI, the Social Selling Index on LinkedIn. Long story, we'll go through that perhaps tomorrow night at our posting party. But one of the components of your Social Selling Index is relationship building. And so you want to get good at that, let's say. Well, mine is a 25 out of 25. And that doesn't mean yay me. That means relationship building is important to me. And so far, I have been able to use LinkedIn effectively for relationship building. Now, what happens when that starts to go down, down, down? Relationship building needs to go up, up, up. So it's not a yay when you hit 25. It's a yikes, you need to maintain it. So guess what they were talking about on the news when the Chiefs Kingdom was being interviewed as they start their training, relationship building. And I'm just sitting here going, they're interviewing several of the players. What do you get out of this preseason practice? What does this training camp stuff do for you? Well, hopefully they already know their skills as far as whatever position they play on the team. But the rest of the story, most of them would say the purpose of training camp is relationship building. And I was like, well, guess what? Isn't that the coolest thing? You are getting paid however much money to be part of a team, and you have your skills hopefully honed in. And the key piece that they still talk about is relationships. I just thought that was impactful.
Well, and of course, we're Chiefs fans, and this is a little biased, but I mean, I follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and all of that.
Twitter.
Yeah. And it's not only the players, like they always post about their employees and what they do. Like they go on these field trips for team building stuff. And it's just incredible what the organization does. I mean, it is I think a high class, very, like you say, relationship building. They really care about their employees. They care about their players. And that comes from the Hunt family all the way down. It's
absolutely,
it's a different, I grew up in Chicago, which is a different, I don't even call it a style. It's more rough and tough there. And of course it's a bigger city. But the one thing that when we came here so many years ago, just it's different because of that relationship building, and because the Chiefs Kingdom, everybody is really into it. Fans, employee, that does not surprise me that they talked about it.
I was so impressed. And how many times we talk about relationship building. Thank you to our faithful friends on purpose. Thank you for making Doc and Queenie what it is today, 3 years later. All of the things that we talk about, and certainly in any of our networking groups, and even in our social selling index, yes, but also our posting parties. And all of a sudden, like I say, you know how you kind of listen to the news random halfway kind of thing. And all of a sudden this guy literally pops on and he goes, it's all about relationships when you're in training camp. And I was like, holy moly. So it was very cool to see that it's not just networking type specific, business networking, social networking, that way for relationships. It is literally a component for absolutely every single thing we do. And it was nice to have that reiteration.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. I mean, if we weren't into relationship building, I think Doc and Queenie, well, A, wouldn't make it.
Correct.
And B, would look totally different.
Absolutely true. And look at that banner that you made, the banner that you made for us when we hit 300. Look at all the congratulatory message that we got either on our text messages or certainly on the page. congratulations on hitting 300. That's so ginormous. It's like 100 people a year. Every 3 days, somebody new finds Doc and Queenie. I just thought that was very cool.
Yeah, very definitely. So thank you for Faithful Friends on Purpose.
We will someday be a national day of.
I want to ride on a bus with a
yeah, seriously.
Visit people.
Yeah, that'll be a blast. But it really is exciting. Yeah. 4 years ago tomorrow we met, and 3 years ago next Monday, a week from, we started our very first Doc and Queenie Day. So I'm just telling you how much fun this has been, and definitely we thank you one and all.
Do you? I have to ask. Do you remember the conversation before we started Doc and Queenie? No. I just remember saying, "Hey, Queenie, what do you think about this?" And then it just snowballed, and we thought, "Well, let's give it a try."
I know that we were feeling the yikes from our peer group. Yes. And I'm not good with yikes. I don't personally choose to do yikes, but what do? We can't network. My business is going to close. I don't know how to this. I can't that. I don't know how to Zoom. I can't posting party. I don't know LinkedIn. I don't do blah, 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 whatever that was. And everybody was kind of in a spiral, I guess you would say. And so all of a sudden I felt like Superman capes, Doc and Queenie to the rescue. And so it was just kind of a funny thing that way. But I know that it was one of those, it sounds like people need to be lifted up. What do you think? And it really, it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, it definitely did. So speaking of things, do we have a wheel we're going to spin today?
We always have wheels. I love wheels.
You're the queen of wheels.
Yeah. Oh, please. I can't be the wheel of anything else. I just can't do it. All right, let's do.
The word Queenie is all encompassing. Water, wheels.
Yeah, seriously. All right. Doc's favorite number is 7. Mine is 5. Let's compromise to 6 shuffles. All right. And the words have meaning is, oh, wow. Now this is a good one. Follower. What does it mean to be a follower? That goes about a million different directions.
So I guess I get to go first, huh?
You betcha. I did all the work to spin it. You get all the work to answer it.
Thank you, Queenie, for flipping it to me.
Hallelujah.
How can I flip it back? No, follower. Well, I follow Jesus, so that's evident and out there. Follower. I am not like in the business world. I will listen to people on YouTube, and I'll listen on my Audible to different books and stuff, but I'm not, whether it's in business or even in the Christian realm. You have people and prophets and this and that, and this preacher and that I'll follow to listen to them, but I'm not somebody that is going to chase somebody and go to their, actually I was talking to a gal, sidetrack, but it's related, talking to a gal over the bank the other day, and she follows, and I don't even remember what country singer. She has gone to every concert that he's ever done in the past 5 years.
Wow.
So she's traveled all over the United States, which, how much fun
is a faithful follower.
Yeah. But that's not me. I'm like, okay, he's got, maybe that person's got great music, but it's not. Now I will listen to different people to get different ideas or different thoughts, and I may go back to them to listen to them again, but I'm not, I don't, I don't know. I just don't follow people per se. I'm not, it almost seems like an OCD thing with some people. And of course I can't think of any people off the top of my head, but like big time coaches that are out there. I'm not, to me, when you even listen to their ads or just in general, listen to people that are whatever types of coaches, there's really nothing new under the sun. It might be just their viewpoint is just a little bit different. And when I do listen to whomever, I will glean from that wherever I'm at the moment, think about it, and then move on. So that's me. I guess I'm not a follower business world. I'm not necessarily a follower outside of the business world. in the world. I follow Jesus, which of course we're not of this world anyways. So I guess that all ties together. What's your thought?
Follower is, we must have put it on the wheel for a reason as far as multidimensional. And you definitely nailed that piece of it for sure. Follower of the Bible, follower of Christ, follower of the God teachings, I feel is a great piece of the follower topic. But when it comes to anything business, I would be a researcher, a supporter, and I don't know if supporter would be a synonym to follower, but my thing has always been lead, follow, or get out of the way. And so that's where I go with that, because I am very reluctant to put anyone on a pedestal as far as following someone. So that's probably not going to happen. I support several people, several groups, different organizations I belong to. And I am quick to say that if something smells wrong when I am supporting a specific group, organization, company, whatever that looks like, I am the first to say that doesn't feel right for me and I'm out. So I don't blindly follow anything, actually. And I certainly, like I say, lead, follow, or get out of the way. The difference between a leader, the difference between a follower, the difference between what you're going to come up with next as far as your next greatest doodah something, that's not a good fit for me. I am a lot more consistent than that. And follower for me feels a little bit all or nothing. And so I would be very hesitant to follow something. Following Jesus, absolutely all the way, no question. But the rest of it, I am very analytical and filled with research topics. And it would take me a very long time to put my everything behind a certain product or service. And I'm sure even with the Nagic, they were like, if you have one more question, we are kicking you out of here. And I'm sure they are, because I was just like, I don't.
No, they're writing down Kathy Weaver.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure when they get the caller ID thing going, oh my God, it's her again. And yeah, and but I could not put my name on something unless I researched it to death. And so, but even then, I don't consider it a follower as much as a supporter or a leader within the company. So that's kind of my deal. But I think the follower piece we must have put on the wheel for a reason.
Well, and I think just what you said with researching, I'm a researcher also.
Yeah.
Which I think that's where that, and I define it as an OCD, somebody that follows somebody else, like religion.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's, unless you research, maybe that's where the division is. Because of course I love to learn, but I don't like to stay stuck.
Yeah.
And I want to, like you talked about a Nagic, like the water. I did a lot of research with that also,
yep.
Both from my naturopathic background and then just what I knew up to the point of having the experience before I became a naturopath and all of that. But I think that's actually where it, I sometimes feel that people that are, like the lady that follows the guy with the country music, we'll use her as an excuse. Let's pretend it was business. I think it's almost like they're stuck in just that, whatever that person says or does, they just hang on to it and they don't really, and maybe that's where people, that's where people are at, but I am just not one. I will get what I can as far as learning, and you usually know, right? When you're researching, you usually know when it's time to move on.
I agree 1,000,000%. There's usually signs, and that's always a clue for me. And on a side note, just because I'm so excited about this, one of our conventions actually for our 49th year was in Las Vegas this past weekend, and super fun. And we got to see the pictures and all that's great. But Mr. Oshiro, our CEO and founder, and his wife, and of course, many of the folks from Osaka, came to America for this actual team meeting convention thing. Super fun. Again, well attended. It's just, if you are ever in those environments, we have great big ballrooms all over all of these huge hotels. And it's so fun to get to see all the people that you see on the social media pages all year long. It's kind of a culmination, and it really seriously is a blast. Mr. Oshiro and his wife and several of the team, they bought a suite at the Anaheim Stadium, and Enagic is sponsoring the baseball team for this season. And I thought that was cool. So there's Enagic banners around the stadium. And in one of the locations within the stadium, there's 2K8 set up, Kangen 8 machines. And you can now have a carafe of water at your suite. And there, of course, were several in the suites for that game. And it was very fun for me when we were there for an awards ceremony several years ago. I got to have my picture taken like right here with Mr. O. And that's still my treasured photo in the world. And to be able to see him there. And by the way, the numbers are amazing with him, and you'd never know he had aged at all. And so it's very fun to see. If I've been in the business full time for 16 years and my picture was taken with him in 2000, well, at least 12, 13 years ago, then look at the difference. And he really hasn't aged a bit. And it's just very fun to see your company be in the spotlight like that. And like I say, he got a whole suite for all of his team and a lot of the friends that were joining him. And it was very fun to see that as far as sponsorship for the baseball team. I think it's time for us to do the Kansas City Royals, Doc, but not till their score improves.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they still in the fifth place?
Yes, kind of. Let's not talk about that. But they're doing better every day, I'm sure.
Well, the only way is to go up.
Oh my gosh, every day they're doing better. I'm just sure of it.
Yeah. Well, I pulled up while we were talking from our Power Thesaurus. Thank you, Lisa Fredrickson, for the resource.
Mm-hmm, yep.
I put in follower.
Okay.
And here's just a few words.
Yeah.
Which we've kind of already talked about: supporter, devotee, disciple, adherent, admirer, enthusiast, partisan, minion, attendant, servant, apostle, pupil, believer. And then it goes on. It gets more ridiculous the further down you go. So,
and that's, let me see what ChatGPT says, because I do that one too. And yeah, it came up with disciple. That was the first one. And that's all I put. Synonym for follower is disciple. And isn't it interesting that both of us went to the Jesus piece right off the bat? And then henchman, acolyte, advocate, backer, companion. Yeah, they're very serious, similar. And then adherent. So it's just an interesting word. And that's why if any of you out there think of a word that you'd like on our wheel, we would definitely love to discuss it.
So, yep, it's very interesting. So what do we have on our topic wheel, or whatever that thing's called? I should know that, but I just don't pay attention.
Yeah, we have a lot of things on our topic wheel, and I definitely want to get to our posting party next so that we can talk about how to get onto it and who to share it with. So let's think about that.
Wouldn't it be funny if you landed on posting party?
I know. Yeah, seriously. All right, so now we're going to open. I think I have enough wheels on here, right? Doc and Queenie topics. All right, shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. All right, Doc and Queenie topics coming up. Yeah, posting party would be a right if that was the deal. Oh, boom. All right. Okay. Have we talked about this before?
We have, and you use it more than I do.
All right, then let's go to something that's more fun.
Posting party.
Yeah. Now, this is a big one. All right. This is definitely a big one. And so branding, Doc, is phenomenal. And look at, and seriously, from a standpoint of people starting out in business, look what has happened with your branding. And just like you have, once you achieved your naturopathic degree, your branding became known as Kitchen Garden Expert because you took your love of gardening and your skills there and turned that into this food agrees with your body, and you took it the next step up. And so I feel that you are definitely the one to tell us about branding.
Well, I guess so. It's Monday.
Yes.
Um, yes, branding. It's basically, you know, like, well, I was going to say when you see Kathy Weaver KC, um, you do your Wednesday show, you do your water workshops for Enagic, you do HNP, you do hosting parties. Those are all types of branding, not necessarily your water business, but it attaches back to you and it's consistent across the board. If people were to listen to you in different situations, it all works together and you refer to different areas. I do the same thing with my kitchen garden expert, consistently across the board, whether it's social media, whether I'm talking to somebody, um, whether it's a virtual or an in-person consult, whether we're on here. Branding is big because if people don't understand what you do and who you are in some respects, there's confusion. Uh, Trying to build a relationship with somebody might be a little more difficult if you're trying to help them with their business. Not sure what Kathy Weaver KC does. Yeah,
Yes.
it's consistency. It's like we were talking about the bio earlier. Does your bio on your website explain and doesn't sidetrack people down a rabbit trail? Does it explain who you are and what you stand for and what your business is? Do you show
Look
up?
how, look how genius LinkedIn is because of that.
Yeah.
It takes your bio, 220 characters, and then allows you to expand on that with 2,600 characters.
Yep.
We were talking about that this morning, how genius LinkedIn is. Just like you were saying with the sidetrack thing, it doesn't sidetrack you, it gives you location to intensify. And it's very, very cool. And I think that's an impactful statement, Doc.
Yep.
That is
So
awesome.
that's kind of my generalized take. Um, and
Look at the facets that you've done within Kitchen Garden Expert. Okay. From a seed to a this to a something. And then all of a sudden, if you buy conventional and your body goes, what is that? You're not going to get the same nutrient benefit as you would from this particular item that you pull from your, as best as you can handle it, organic garden. Okay. You've mentioned before that we can't help the chemtrails and all the air pollution and the doodah, but you've even filtered your water now before you allow it on your plants. All of that is phenomenal. But today we had a rainstorm in Kansas City. We can't control the rainstorm conversation organically, but you are as close to anybody I've ever known in my life to get organic everything from soil to compost. And I know you've mentioned before that you won't even compost anything that did not have an origin in organic.
yes. Yeah, and that's that consistency piece.
Yes,
That's my brand. That's my brand. I try
absolutely. And
I,
that's
I'm
why I feel that was a perfect word for you, because that is so amazing. Kitchen Garden Expert is a title, and not only do you wear it well, but it is definitely impactful for the rest of us, because not only walking the walk and talking the talk, but definitely showing the rest of us how it can be done. And you do make it look easy is the only thing, because I know it's not easy.
No, it's not easy and it's not 100%. But, I always look at it and I am taking a bunny trail. Um, I always look at it from I want to stay as healthy as long as possible. And I know you talk about that with the water. And that's one avenue to health, is having good, clean, proper water for our body. And that's the way I look at my business with the organics and growing and teaching people how to grow things. Then you know your source, and whether you are a gardener or not, if you have the willingness to try, there are a lot of benefits outside of even just growing things that you would never have imagined if you hadn't tried gardening or at least digging in the dirt. So
Yeah, you are a dirt digger.
I'm a dirt digger. Yes.
I love that so much. Well, the good news is, my friends, honestly, to be able to celebrate 4 years of having met Doc is the coolest thing for me ever. The time has flown, number one,
Yeah.
but to be able to have a Doc and Queenie community and Doc and Queenie Day, the third time for August 7th is amazing. But we invite each and every one of you and all of your gazillions of friends to our posting party tomorrow night. We're going to celebrate Kansas City style on Zoom, of course. And this will be a posting party. If you don't know what one is, not to panic. We'll walk you through it. It's at 7 o'clock Central Time. Everyone is welcome. We're going to put the link. We're going to put the ID number all over our event pages and certainly on our Doc and Queenie page. It does not have a password to it. All you need is the ID number to Zoom. Type it in the Zoom where it says join. Put the ID number in there, and then you'll be in a waiting room, of course, but that's okay. Doc and I will let you in probably. And so we really want you to join us. We're so excited, and we really will start from the very beginning. What kind of post you can do, what kind of message you can send. But we are so excited to have you celebrate with us. Doc, how is it possible it's been 4 years?
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yep.
But you won't be disappointed. You will learn a lot from Queenie with her knowledge of you've done a few posting parties.
Yeah, just a few.
Now I have to ask, have you counted the number of posting parties you've done to this point?
Let's see. At least 3 a week for 3 years. So how does that work?
Whew, so that's 52 weeks a year?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Pretty close. I would say well over 200.
Okay, because I was going to say, I was going, well, at least
it's probably well over 300 because there's lots more in there that are not related to my consistent groups. But right now I do about 16 a month.
Wow. And that's fantastic. And your knowledge on, with LinkedIn is incredible because you're always digging to find something new. And you do all the time, which is, it's a compliment to you. And then, like you were saying, it's a compliment to them on the genius of how they design the platform. So,
and to think that it is still available for free. There's a premium package, of course. You can pay for Sales Navigator, of course. You can pay for StreamYard, of course. You can pay for Canva, of course. But to think that they offer so much of this at no charge to the world is pretty cool.
It's very cool. So hopefully our faithful friends in purpose will join us.
Absolutely. And once again, happy anniversary to us. 4 years, Doc and Queenie met. And then Doc and Queenie Day number 3 will be August 7th. And we're super excited to have all of you join us there as well.
And we have a little surprise for that anniversary.
Surprises.
So, yes. So guess what, Queenie? It's time to go. We always have blown through it just flies.
Yes, it does. Time flies when you're having fun, right? 4 years later.
So if you want to reach out to Queenie or myself, you can find Queenie at KathyWeaverKC.com or KathyWeaverKC all over social media and on LinkedIn. Myself, Doc, KitchenGardenExpert.com, and then Kitchen Garden Expert all over social media. On YouTube, Kitchen Garden Expert. Always looking for subscribers. Do you have a quick ask here, Queenie, before we depart? Do you have anything to ask?
My only ask is the posting party. I think it's going to be so fun because we've got friends that haven't met yet. And so the ones that have gone to the LinkedIn events page are not necessarily already followers on the Doc and Queenie Facebook page. So I'm super excited to connect those friends.
Yes, and it's fantastic. And I just want to give a little plug to the posting party concept, which I forgot to include. I did one with you 6 months ago, maybe-ish, 4 to 6 months ago.
Uh-huh.
I think we had 10 to 15 people in the group.
Okay.
I just posted a picture of me smiling in front of my greenhouse, and I got it was at least 350 hits. And followers doubled within a day.
Wow. All right. That's a pretty nice testimonial there, Doc.
It was pretty, my numbers might be slightly off. I haven't looked in a while, but it was just crazy. And all I did was something like, I love my greenhouse or something like that. Nothing really complicated. And and the ball just kept on rolling. and we followed what you have discovered and what you teach with the posting party, and it just took off, and the network is bigger. I mean, that's what it's all about. So
yes, it is. I love that.
So thank you everyone for joining us today, whether it was live or on replay for Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at
High Noon.
We are so excited that we will get to see you tomorrow night at our posting party at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Look out for, like what Queenie said, the ID to the Zoom and the password to get on there. And if you don't make it, check us out next week at the same time, Mondays at
High Noon. You love that, don't you?
I keep looking to try and work that in. It's not smooth, but it gets in there.
You're getting better, yeah.
I still need to practice.
Uh-huh.
I need to follow somebody that can help me with the delivery.
I know how you do this, yeah.
So until next time, have a fantastic and blessed week, and we will catch you at the posting party or Doc and Queenie next Monday. Thank you, Queenie. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you, everyone. Happy birthday, Karen.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye now.